Hello and welcome to Burning It Up with Veg. Since the world's on fire, I thought we should join in and dance around the forest fires and just enjoy all that wonderful toxic smoke. Well, we're gonna try anyway. We're gonna try and live our lives. To go on, to not give up, to fight, who am I kidding? Nothing's going to change. Well, you might feel that I'm a little bit pessimistic and cynical, and perhaps that might be true. However, life is a shit sandwich, as we all know. And sooner or later, you're going to take a bite out of that sandwich, and it's going to taste horrible. And there's nothing you can do about it. So until that happens, be thankful, be grateful. Be grateful you're not in Hawaii, or Portugal, or Canada, or Siberia, or China. There's less and less places that we can go. So if you're in one of the places that hasn't been hit by some cataclysmic disaster yet, then you are one of the lucky ones. You know, some people call me the space cowboy. Other people call me the doomster of love. And that's what I aspire to be, the doomster of love. I have been particularly lucky because I live in the armpit of Ontario, Canada, London, which for some reason has been spared most of the severe weather, because I figure that the universe has already decided that if you live in London, Ontario, you've got it bad enough. I don't know if that's really a good idea for me to count on that, because sooner or later it's going to hit us all. We're going to have fires, fire-nados. We're going to have floods and fires and tornadoes and hurricanes. And I say, yeah, it's an adventure. Let's live the adventure. Let's put our back to the wind and move forward into the apocalyptic age. There's many a young man who is dying to have a purpose in life, and that purpose will be to survive another day. Although why you would want to, I can't imagine. But some people are strange that way, and they just want to do it. I'm tired of it all. I'm sick of everything. I'm sick of the news, man. I don't want to look at it anymore. I can't look at it anymore. It drives me fucking crazy. And I know that all of you feel the same way, because you tell me in the comments. And without you telling me in the comments, I would know nothing, because I'm not gonna torture myself anymore. I refuse to keep torturing myself. I'm feeling better now. The meds are kicking in. And you know, when I was doing the preparation for my show, which involved a big glass of tequila and a good blunt, and I'm ready to do the show, because of course there's a certain amount of research that goes into all of these shows, and it's a research that, you know, digs back into my brain, and all of a sudden I find things to talk about, even though I thought I had nothing to talk about. Memories. You know, kids can be really cruel. Well, I was cruel when I was a kid, and it wasn't really intentional, but sometimes I couldn't resist. So I remember sitting in a geography class in grade 5, and I sat next to this kid, George somebody, and he was like the dumbest kid in the class. He was like thick as a post. And the teacher would call on him, and he always had this terrified look when the teacher called on him. And so we were learning about how electricity was transported from the dams to the substations and everything. It's all technical. I don't remember it anymore. Grade 5 was a long time ago. But in any case, of course, the teacher calls on poor hapless George. And George is sitting there looking terrified. And he goes, well, George, how was electricity moved from one country to another? And I feel bad about it to this day. I looked over at him and I said, in lead boxes. And of course the guy took the bait and said, miss, it's in lead box. They put it in these lead boxes, you know. And the entire class starts, of course, laughing uproariously. The kids turning 5 shades of red. And, you know, I was laughing. I thought it was funny, but I look back on it and I think poor George is probably traumatized to this day from what happened in 1960 something when I was a kid in school. And you go, okay, well, I didn't mean it, man. I just thought it was funny. Yeah, well, you know, that stuff comes back at you. Everything you do comes back at you twice as hard. In the end, everything comes back at you twice as hard, which is just what we're experiencing as the human race. The stuff we put out there, the garbage and the chemicals and the wastes and cow flatulence, and the world is going to hell. Well, we put it out there, and now it's coming back twice as hard. So be prepared is my best advice, or do nothing like I do. I'm not a prepper. I can't be a prepper. I'll tell you why. I'm too old to be a prepper. If I were a prepper, I'd have to go out and I'd have to buy all this shit, sacks of food and everything. And at my age, I think, well, come on, if life's going to be that bad, which it probably is, I probably won't be around, and I'm one of the weaker ones. So if fascism comes into play, a global fascism, it looks like there's a possibility of happening, then I'll just go, yeah, okay, kill me, man. Hey, I'm old anyway, so it doesn't matter. I had a life. I had some sort of life. I think, when I think back on it, I did have quite an interesting life. Yeah, it was kind of fun. Oh, and parts of it were very naughty. Uh-oh. I better not say any more. Anyway, I would like to say thank you for watching, and I would like to say the reason for my existence is reading your comments. What a pathetic excuse for a life I have. And I would like to remind everybody that if you could like it, and if you could share it, that would be real nice. But yeah, I think I probably reached as many people as I'm ever going to reach. And I always think, well, what would I do if suddenly I became famous on YouTube? And I thought, well, I probably make like $5 for every video that I make, you know? And YouTube is just getting so weird. They count your views and everything, and by watch time. That's how they pay people, because some people expect to actually make money at this. Yeah, some people actually expect to be raptured out of here, so I don't know. But in any case, I have noticed that when you are looking at YouTube and you start hovering over the images, and you want to read the title. If it's longer than it said, it's usually clickbaity, and you want to read the rest of it. So I go on there, and the video starts playing, and the subtitles are up and everything, and I was just reading the title, man. But then I go into my watch history, and lo and behold, there's like 20 videos that I never watched. I was like hovering over them. It's just one more adventure in the tubosphere, which is getting more and more crowded, and people are crowded out in favor of corporations. Just like mom and pop businesses were all crowded out and taken over by big corporations. Big corporations run everything. They run governments, they run everything. They run what's in your brain. They put software in there. You don't believe me? I don't blame you. I don't believe me half the time. Anyway, I will see you next week for another rant into the tubosphere for whatever it's worth. This is Mr. Veg E. The E is very important. The E-matic. That prevents me from copyright infringement, and it prevents you from spelling it wrong when you're searching for it. And that, don't forget to add the deluxe. YouTube made me add a word and I had to add deluxe, but I thought of changing the name again and to Vegematics something. So maybe I could get some feedback from you guys and think what would be a good name for my channel instead of Vegematic Deluxe. Vegematics something. So if you have any ideas, just leave them down in the comments, and I'll run them by some artificial intelligence and see that they will work. And I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Remember, I try and answer all comments, and if I don't, it means YouTube has taken them down for some unknown reason, which happened to me while I was in the middle of writing an answer, and bang, it's gone. Yeah, I don't know. I don't get it. I hear it's common in the tubosphere, but they're in business to make money like all good corporations, and they're no different. They're going to be throwing the gasoline on the fires, and the fires are going to be keeping burning and burning and burning until there's nothing left. And yet, you can go to the store and they'll sell you a bag of charcoal for like $20 or something. And there's plenty of it. It's everywhere in the world. It's the most plentiful thing in the world is charcoal. But they're going to put a price on it. So if you're planning to survive with your barbecue and you're planning to get charcoal, you won't have to look very hard. It'll be all over the place. Time to get busy and collect what you can while you can. And stay happy. I'm happy. See, I'm smiling. I'm really happy. I'm thinking positive again. Everything's going to be okay. It's all going to be okay. It's all going to be fine. Yes, it's going to be fine. I swear it's going to be fine.